Hey everyone, welcome to ASJ Tech. This is Ajay Janardhan, and this is not actually my first video. I've done a few videos, some random videos, but this is the first video I wanted to make. And what I wanted to make videos about is tech because I'm a tech guy, I'm a tech lover, a tech nerd. Not an expert, but I love technology. And that's what this channel is going to be, a happy tech nerd and his thoughts. So, welcome. Now, I wanted to talk about something which has been in my mind for a long time. It has been annoying me, and I just want to get it out. So, let's begin. And if you are a tech lover, it's a great time to be alive because the technology we see and enjoy today would have been considered as science fiction just a mere 1 or 2 decades ago. Imagine introducing an iPhone in the 1980s with the touch input and everything. People would have considered as witchcraft. Today, it's like it's every day with the technology, smartphones, and everything. It's very common. We are so used to technology that we don't think about how amazing it is anymore. And it is all good. But the biggest change which happened in, I don't know, the last decade is in smartphone technology. Smartphone technology has seen the biggest changes and shifts and innovation than any other parts of technology. And imagine the like in the 2006 when we were using Blackberries with the touch keypad, and now we are using 6.3, 6.5 inches smartphone, and the great cameras we have on our smartphones now, the iPhone 11 camera, the Pixel 4 camera, even the OnePlus 7T has a great camera, which the smartphone cameras was very bad. Like in 2006, 7, at that time, nobody considered it as a camera. So as technology developed, it became cheaper. That's how it goes. As something gets more developed, it becomes more accessible, and it gets cheaper. And that makes it much easier for new companies to enter the market. uh, like in 2008 and 2009 time, a new company would have found it very difficult to establish their products in a market full of giants like Samsung and Apple. But now a Realme can take on these giants because it's much easier to start a company than before. So there are many new smartphone companies appearing every day from China and other parts of the world, mainly China. So many new brands are coming, brands are starting, and they are selling at budget or mid-range price points. And one of the biggest changes that happened is the price points. It used to be like flagship, mid-range, and budget. That's it. But now we have budget, budget, mid-range, flagship killers, and proper flagship. There are so much price points, and there are many smartphone companies which sells their phones in all of these price points, all of these different price points, and which is good, but it creates a big problem that every year, especially from countries like India, new smartphone buyers emerges. The West market has now stays somewhat stabilized, but new buyers are emerging from countries like India and China. And when they first when they buy the first smartphone, they, like everybody else, they tend to have an attachment towards the first brand they used or the first brand they liked, and they started to develop a certain liking to that brand. All of this creates a big problem, that is fandom, which is the most one of the most biggest problem affecting the tech community right now. I mean, fandom is not something that's unique to the smartphone industry. I mean, if you take the example of the car industry, forget just the car industry. I'll tell you an example. The Bathurst motor racing that takes place every year in Australia. The fan fights between Ford and General Motors fans. Brutal. So it's not unique to the smartphone industry, but the problem is I'm not that of a car guy. I'm more of a tech guy. And when I go as as a tech guy, like most of you, I also visit tech forums or I read YouTube channel comments, and the fan fights have become such cancers that I stopped doing that. And it's really annoying because I want to know about people's opinion. I want to know about what's happening in the smartphone world. And forums are a big place to learn all that, but it's not the tech forums always annoy me to the point that I just close it and I never visit it again. That's the big problem. And personally, I am not a fan of any specific brand. I tend to buy smartphones which gives the most value for what I pay. And currently, I'm using a Realme 3 Pro, and I'm recording it right now in that. And I bought it because I found it the most valuable for my use. And that doesn't mean I didn't like the Redmi Note 7 Pro, which was the also selling at the same price point and was the main competitor of the Realme 3 Pro. I considered it as well, but the Whoop charging gave me something that I actually found useful. That's it. And just because I bought Realme, that doesn't mean I'm gonna hate on Redmi or Xiaomi fans or even the company, even any products they bring out. I love Xiaomi, I love Realme, I love OnePlus, and but for most people, not I'm not, for some people at least, it's not like that. Remember the Ben Gate, the iPhone Ben Gate, how Samsung fans behaved during that, how they mocked Apple, even the company mocked Apple. And when the Note 7 started to explode, Apple fans did the same thing to Samsung and Samsung fans. So these are, do I need to say more? These are just some great examples. And I'm not saying that you should not have any loyalty towards any brand or brand affinity. Brand affinity is very important from a business standpoint. It creates confidence among brands that they can target a specific audience and they can sell to that audience. And it helps the brands to optimize their user experience according to the people who buy their phones. Like, for example, OnePlus know what their fans want because they want the stock experience, they want the best specifications, they want a good camera, but all of this not at a flagship price point. They know that, so they know how to target their audience, which is a good thing. And it helps brands to like create their ecosystem much easier if they know their audience. So brand affinity is not a bad thing. But letting any single brand dominate the market or making any single one brand as god tier or it's untouchable, making it out like that is bad for the end consumer, not the rival brand. That's what you have to remember. If you don't criticize Apple for their bending, then they wouldn't have brought the new what 6000 series of aluminum in iPhone 6s or something like that. I don't remember. And if we wouldn't have criticized Samsung, they wouldn't have solved the battery issues in their Note devices. Blind brand following creates no room for constructive criticism. Like if we constructive criticize a company that, but they did in something, it's wrong. Then the fans will come out of the woodwork saying, "You're just stupid. You're an idiot. You don't know anything." And that constructive criticism gets buried in the sand. That's the problem. And we should not eliminate proper feedback and criticism when it comes to even the companies we love. We should criticize them when it's needed, when it's necessary, so that they learn, so that they care about us. consumers. And if we don't do that, we end up with a bad product and even a worse customer service. And in the end, I just want to say the world of technology and smartphones is like a magical place to tech nerds like me and you. We find solace and peace in watching reviews and reading about smartphones and AI and Google and Apple, etc. And new and shiny gadgets gives us a childish thrill. Like when we buy a new toy when we were younger, that's the same kind of thrill we enjoy when you buy a new phone or a new camera, etc. So it brings out the 5 year old, the purest 5 year old in all of us. So why ruin that precious um, feeling with hate? Just think about it. And I hope I was clear. This is my first attempt at a video, so please bear with me. And if you like what I said, if you like the points I said, please show your support. As I said, this is my first video, and if you like it, just subscribe to my channel, like my video, and share among your friends. So that's it. See you next time, everybody. Bye.